For Paul Rossi, Samantha Harris, she's also on the board of advisors at the Foundation Against Intolerance and Racism, also known as FAIR. Samantha, very good to have you with us today. I want to start by playing another soundbite from this leaked audio tape, which you purport to be a conversation between Paul Rossi and George Davison, who's the head of school. Is that correct? Is that your
Yes.
belief of this tape?
Yes.
All right, here's part two of it.
Okay, so we're demonizing white kids. Why don't you just say it?
We are using language that makes them feel less than for nothing that they are personally responsible for.
So I'm curious, Samantha. The school will not verify that this is George Davison on the tape. Do you have any proof that it is?
Other than my client would testify under oath that is the meeting that had taken place. Mm-hmm. We have the full recording.
So what's happening in that recording? That's what I'm curious. Well, what's happening in that conversation? Because he's saying, yes, we do actually have curriculum that teaches white kids that they are less than, is his word. So is he sticking up for the curriculum? How would you characterize the conversation?
Well, I think that it was a frank conversation between the head of school and someone he knew felt a certain way about this curriculum. And I think what it shows you, and what I see every day in my practice, is that this ideology is being spread through fear. People are terrified to speak out, even though they see people being divided and demeaned on the basis of their race, and they know it's wrong. Many, many, many people know it's wrong, but they are afraid to speak out for fear of losing their jobs, and for fear of, if they're a parent, for fear of their child facing repercussions in the school. And I think the real takeaway from this audio is that, even people at the highest levels of these institutions have doubts about what this is doing to children, but they're afraid to say so publicly.
So you would say that the interpretation of Paul Rossi, who was in this conversation, and we can only characterize it from what his understanding was. Would he say that George Davison was saying, I'm not happy with this either, but we don't really have any choice? Is that an accurate characterization from Rossi's point of view?
I think he's saying that he shares Rossi's concerns about the way the curriculum is being implemented. I mean, look, neither Paul Rossi agrees that racism is a terrible thing and that children, need to learn to treat one another as individuals and with respect and with dignity and fairness. Very few reasonable people would disagree about that. This is really a discussion about how this should be taught in the schools, and the critical race theory. The critical race theory ideology is just one way to approach this. And it's a way that, many people, Paul Rossi and myself included, believe is incredibly toxic and divisive. And I think what we see on this audio is that the head of the school shares some of those concerns.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
But is afraid to say so publicly.
Let me ask you before I let you go, Samantha, is it true, is it Paul Rossi's understanding that there were kids in his class who said, I don't want to be in his class anymore? I'm not comfortable in his class anymore. Is that what happened?
That is what the school has said. I think what's important to understand is that the reason that Paul Rossi spoke out in the first place is because he knew that there were students, because these students had come to him, who were afraid to speak out about this ideology. And he wanted to model that it's possible to speak out. And so, whether or not there are students who have expressed disagreement with what Paul Rossi has said, there are students who have concerns about this curriculum and feel afraid to share it. And I think that's true not just at Grace Church, but at schools around the country. I mean, it's important to understand that Grace Church, what's happening there is a symptom of something that's happening around the country.
Yeah.
It's a lot bigger than this one school.
It is absolutely bigger than this one school. And we thank you very much for talking with us. It's astonishing that this is a conversation that we're having in the United States of America, where you can't have a couple of different sides that are presented in a classroom and have kids debate it. Is just really astonishing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Samantha. Good to have you here, Samantha Harris.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to be here.
Come back soon.